What's up, everybody? Yeah. Welcome back to Paper Talk 24 with your boy Paper Money Talk and Paper Money 24. Excuse me. I still get confused with our other channel, UCC Talk 24. So go check out both channels when you get an opportunity, like and subscribe. Right now, we want to take our focus back, and reflect back. And I don't really like to bring up, you know, bad memories, right? But we are still mourning the loss of one of our most respected heroes. Rest in peace, Takeoff the Rocket. You know what I'm saying? But let's just also reflect that at the night of his demise, right? That there was another sister there, right, who also took a bullet to the head, right? So this is a mother, right, being interviewed, and she's going to tell you what she has to go through, watching her daughter suffer from a gunshot wound. This is going to show you the reaction of a mother when she receives that call from her child saying, "Mommy, I just got shot in the head." You know, because at the end of the day, when we want to live out these contractual agreements, right, we don't care about the casualties, right? And although that sister didn't lose her life, right, she has to live her life traumatized by the actions of people that we look up to, traumatized by the actions of people we call our heroes and our idols, right? So let's take a look at some of the consequences and repercussions that happens, right? When we in the care of our idols, how they care about us.
To her 24-year-old daughter. What has this been like as a mom to watch your daughter go through this?
Oh, as a mom, it's from from the beginning. It's been like she said, it's unreal. It's like Halloween weekend just haven't stopped. As a mom, you want to make sure your child is okay, of course. So moms, we know how to hold things in and keep pushing and make sure everything's okay, and we kind of will set ourselves to the side, just to make sure our children are good. But it's been a nightmare. As a mom, you're watching your child sick, like she said, coming home from the hospital. Well, from the initial phone call, I felt like my whole inside was on the floor. My husband had to pick me up. We had to keep pushing to even get to her, and just to hear the words from your child, "Mom, I've been shot in my head." Like, you're like, what? Like, what are you saying? And then she's telling me that. So
And where were you when you got that phone call?
Love the way you look on your big day with Men's Warehouse. From your first look to your first kiss to
what the funny thing, I whenever she's not home and she goes out, I'm constantly up. I'm walking around. And that particular night, I just sat down on the side of the bed, and when the phone rang, I just knew it was something. So we just had to. I had to call my mom, call my sisters, tell my husband. Not that she's been shot in the head, but we got to go now. So it's hard.
So you went straight to the hospital. What happened when you got there?
We stood outside in the cold and rain, um, under the carport with the police because we couldn't go in for like 7 hours.
That must have been torture.
It was, to hear her say that, and then and then you don't know.
Did they tell you, or I guess she told you, you knew that she had been shot?
But it's to know, like, is she okay? Like, 7 hours is a long time. And the police were trying to be as helpful as they could, but they didn't know, her situation because they were out there with me, and they had to secure the hospital so that if it was a threat to her, you know, um, not knowing who the shooters were, not knowing if um, they were followed to the hospital. Like,
They were worried about her safety, even in the hospital.
yes, she was under an alias, and I suggested that they keep it that way because we didn't know anything. Looking at social media.
I'm gonna stop it right there, right? So this is the devastation that we cause, right? And we get a chance to actually see that this doesn't just go on in your hood. This don't just go on in my hood. This go on everywhere, right? And then what is the worst part about it is the fact that you're not safe even with the most safest influential people on the planet, right? Your life is in jeopardy everywhere you go, right? Because of senselessness, right? Y'all gonna say this man got killed over a basketball game? That's how they giving it up in Houston? Nah, I ain't going for that. This girl got shot in the head over a basketball game in Houston? A disagreement? Nah, I ain't going for that. I know too many dudes from Texas, man. Eventually people will, see my face and know I've been around. And I know a lot of people in Texas that don't even agree with what's going on. And I know people in Texas that if the takeoff was with them or than this young girl, nothing would have happened to him. Before I even heard about a mob ties or knew what a mob ties was, right? Because I was already in trouble. So just to have to come and see what's really going on, the fact that we taking lives at an incredible rate, right? We got our sisters on the TV crying, not knowing if they kids are coming home. Right? Because the war outside is so vicious. She thinks that they gonna come up to the hospital. So she said, keep my daughter under an alias. Yeah, yeah. That's real talk. Right? And that lady has a child's father. So I wonder how her father is feeling, that lady, that young girl's father. Or her uncles and her brothers and her male cousins and what they probably want to do. And it's a on and on again cycle. You know why? Because of situations like this. Because this young sister, right, had to take a bullet in the head over senselessness. So yeah, Jay Prince, it ain't about just takeoff, homie. I know you think everybody trying to ride the wave because it's about takeoff, homie. It's an innocent young woman got shot in the head. Look at her mother cry. What are you gonna do about that? Or are you gonna scare her so much she's gonna go into hiding and say, forget it? You dudes got some real work to do with yourself, man. I need some rational self-analysis or something. Because You guys is not even living right. You know, your judgment day is coming, man. Your judgment coming. You think it's all good, right? Until the rabbit got the gun, man. It ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. You know, I send prayers and my love and respect out to this young sister and her mother and her father and her brothers and sisters and her grandparents and everybody who had to suffer and be scared, not knowing whether or not they sibling or they relative was gonna make it out the hospital because of something she ain't had nothing to do with. And this was your boy, Paper Money at Paper Money 24. Signing.